Hey folks, this is BestInSlot. Welcome to our very first post-Cretaceous Predator Pack mod spotlight video. And let me tell you, today is a doozy. I don't say this lightly, but this may be the best, the highest quality mod spotlight video we've ever done. Not only do we have new species, we've got new dinosaur cosmetics, we've got new decorations, we've got new buildings, we've got new mechanics, we've got new feeders, we've got just an absolutely incredible array of exceptional stuff. Really excited to showcase all that today. You can, a little bit of spoiler over there on the right hand side. Bum, bum, bum. But before we dig into all that, a very quick disclaimer. As per usual, mods can cause a few problems when the game updates. It's worth noting Frontier haven't really been screwing around with the file types lately. Things tend to be okay. I think they are actually just being chill about it. But it's always a little bit of a risk. It'll corrupt a save file or something like that. So just be aware that when you mod at your own risk. If something goes wrong, it's not my fault, the mod maker's fault, and especially not Frontier's fault. So we're going to start over here on the right hand side. This is the Indominus Rex Paddock by RADR 1985. An incredible pack of decorations, adds 27 decorative elements to your game to allow you to make your own Jurassic World Indominus Rex Paddock. You can make one based on the film, you can make one based on concept art materials, you could make your own crazy shape if you wanted to. This isn't pre-built, I put everything here together via individual elements. So you've got, a viewing gallery, you've got the guest elevator, the button you can see down here, that's an individual element. The Indominus Rex Paddock texture we've got there, that's an individual element. All the different wall types, the viewing gallery, which you kind of slot in. And if we come to the other side of the viewing gallery and have a look in here, you'll see you even get a little Owen and a little Claire. They don't move, but it's pretty cool that they're there. Nice film accurate little bit there. We've also got a hanging slab of meat that hangs down across the whole thing. You see the wire going across there. This doesn't do anything, but a nice buzzing rotten corpse. Lovely stuff. Tell you what, let's hop out of here and I'll just show you this in the decorative tab. So let's go to our decorations. We're going to the third tab here. And as you can see, a ton of stuff. So we've got 4 different wall types, one with a gate, one with the slot for the viewing gallery, and one that's just a bit longer. We've got the gate itself, we've got the viewing gallery itself, we've got a we've got a guest gallery, and we've got a long guest gallery for your other walls. We've got a guest elevator, which you can see here, and the side railing you need to finish off the elevator. We've got metal supports like this. I should have put more of these on actually, but these are, film accurate and look really good, just kind of solidifying that building, making sure the Indominus Rex isn't going to break down one of those walls. But there's also these versions here. These are from the concept art instead. You can see I've got them up over here. These big, tough metal struts there. We've got a long and a short version of that. We've got the button, as I say. We've got the text, as I say. We've got an Indominus Rex Paddock sign. We've got a beef feeder, the thing in the middle. We've got the guest entrance gate, which you can see over here. We've got a crane. We've got a utility truck. We've got a water tanker. We've got a scissor lift, if you want people to be working on it. They're even animated. The little dudes on there are even animated. We've got a helicopter pad, Claire, Owen, and Construction Worker 1 and Construction Worker 2. Just, even not for the Indominus Rex Paddock, there's so many little decorations here that are immensely helpful for the rest of your park building as well. And because it's all custom pieces, you could make any shape you wanted, as long as it's, individual square parts, or rectangular parts, I should say. You can make a long rectangle, you can make a dodecahedron, you could make a weird pyramid, you can do whatever you want. It's got tons of customization. It can be film accurate, concept art accurate, or whatever the heckin' hell you want accurate. Fantastic decoration pack. RDRRRR has really done the whole 9 yards here. Very cool stuff. Okay, next we're going to check what is possibly one of my all-time favourite mods. This is Jurassic Park film Utahraptor Cosmetics by GameVideosForLife. Amazing. So this does what it says on the tin. This adds 7 new cosmetics to your Utahraptor. It comes in as a separate body morph. Doesn't replace anything. These are all additions. 7 new film cosmetics based on the first 3 films in the series. Let me just find them. There we go. So I'm going to go through all of them. So let's go through all of them. Over here we've got 1993 animatronics. So you lose quite a lot of this detail in the film when you watch it because there's a lot of the CGI, but if you actually look at the animatronic of the dinosaur, there's quite a lot of detail. This kind of patchy orange detail and the striping going down the tail. So we've got this 1993 animatronic version, we've got a 1993 CGI version, currently having an app. You can see darker in coloration, less visible patterning, stuff like that, a little bit splotchy around the mouth. Then over here we've got the JP2, the Lost World Jurassic Park Tiger Raptor, and the female equivalent as well, which is a little bit plainer in colour, as you can see. And then we're into the real good stuff. Oh, and they're having a little tumble. We've got the spotted JP3 male Velociraptor, which is there's only one of them in the film. Most of them are the striped versions, but what an absolute beauty. But this is the spotted one. We've got the JP3 female, which actually might be my favourite of the bunch. And then the one we just saw pop out, which is the more classic JP3 male with that stripe going down the back. Just incredible stuff. Yeah, there's such a good fit. It feels kind of like what Jurassic World Dominion could have done, you know, where they were experimenting with all the old raptor DNA. That's part of what the Utahraptors were meant to be, but this is just that on that fully feathered body. This mod blows me. I think this is such cool work. I'm so glad this has happened so quickly as well. I mean, look at it. These are the only... I feel like I adore Frontier's Utahraptor skins, but I tell you what, it's going to be hard to use them after this because this is such a cool collection of skins. Really meshing the old and the new together in a really cool way. Whilst we're here, though, we do have another terrestrial new species to check out. This is Hypsibema by Mastodute. This thing is absolutely beautiful. That is, Mastodute, if you're watching, this is your best pattern work ever, in my opinion. This is like LA Studios style stuff. Doesn't it look like LA Studios style in general? I mean, that pattern work is insane. So, Hypsibema by Mastodute, a hadrosaurid from late Cretaceous North Carolina. Discovered all the way back in 1869 by the legendary Edward Cope. The species name is Crassicauda, which means with a fat tail. And I've adopted that as my new nickname. A second species, Missouriensis, is actually the state dinosaur for the US state of Missouri. There's a bit of debate as to whether it's actually Hypsibema or if its own distinct genus called Parasaurus, though. But for now, either way, it'll do. So yeah, just a new hadrosaurid, a really fantastic looking new hadrosaurid. We don't get too many of these in the game, so it's really nice to see a new species that, you know, is a herbivore, basically, more than anything else. Let's just take a look at this paws. I've talked about the pattern enough. It is absolutely stunning, though. It's a really nicely made creature. I love these little details like that sort of bony ridge there above the snout, along that little crest or sort of nose ridge we've got there. The spikes down along the back. We've got the sort of raised vertebrate down there. Little booty socks and shorts on. Just, yeah, fantastic colours, fantastic patterning, really well modelled. Really good variety in the coloration as well. You can go a little bit darker, a little bit more timid if you want to go that direction. Kind of super impressed. Beautiful new species. What more could you want, eh? Right, next we're going to take to the aviaries for a brand new mod by MaxVias23, and you can just see one of them in action over here. This is tree perches, and now that I've seen this, I kind of want this to be in the game officially because I think this is really cool. So what they've done is they've added a bunch of plants to the game that also function as perches for your pteranodons, for your pterosaurs of all descriptions. So you can kind of see a bunch of them here. We've got the cicads. We've got these various trees around here, around the pond. I'll show you them all in a second in the decorations. This is one I like the most of, this kind of fallen, broken log, broken tree kind of thing. They're all landing on the prickly pear, though. Can you land on something else, please? There we go. We've got one of them here sitting in the branches of the tree over here. Doesn't that just look really cool, naturalistic, just like such a good fit? And yeah, we've got one landed over here as well. And whilst, you know, I do like the perches we've got in the game, I think they're a really cool addition. I would love to see this implemented officially. There we go, on the fallen log as well. It just gives you a more naturalistic version of the perches. I'll show you these in the decoration tab. So we're going to decorations. We're going to go all the way to the correct tab, which is actually in your trees, as you can see. And we've got 8 different versions. So we've got calamites. We've got Aleppo. I've not used much of the bigger ones. We've got cicads. We've got a fallen tree. We've got an oak. We've got an oak autumn. We've got prickly pear. And we've got the Tempskia. And all of these will be perched upon by your pterosaurs. No longer do you need to use the flat, mechanical-looking ones. If you're trying to make a more naturalistic-looking habitat, I say naturalistic far too often, you can use these instead. One of my favourite mods, again, of all time. This is what I mean by the mod quality today. It's crazy, and so many of it feels like stuff that should already be here by default. This is yeah, I don't know. I'm never going to use the flat ones again. It is what it is. These are perfect. Why would you not use these if you're up to modding your game? You know, I really, really recommend this mod. Oh, but we're not done. We still have 3 mods left to check out, starting with the Devonian Pack by Luca. This is me dancing a little bit. This is a pack of 3 new species and a bunch of new decorations, all themed around Devonian aquatic creatures. So we've got a new archway for the Devonian Zone. Love this kind of thing. Again, the kind of thing you would see in a modern aquarium, in a modern zoo. These themed sections with big, beautiful signs. We've got a statue of one of the creatures. I'll save that. It's a Titanichthys. There you go. And if we head inside, we also have an info board about the predators from the Devonian seas. So Dunkelosius is from there, but we've got 3 new ones now. So you could use all 4 of them and make yourself this really cool Devonian themed section. And we also have a new flag banner kind of thing. Fits really nicely into the game. Absolutely love this shocked little dude at the bottom there. It's just beautifully done. Like, really nice artwork, really nicely illustrated, blends into the game perfectly. Set up your own Devonian zone, as they say in the clubs. But of course, that comes with new species as well, so let's check those out right now. The first one we're going to look at is Bungartius. We've got 3 of these to check out, so we're not going to go too much information on them, but really nicely modeled, really unique as well. We don't really have anything that looks like this in the game. Bungartius is a medium-sized fish from North America, and as you can see, it's got this really interesting sort of front of its jaw. It's got this kind of spear jutting out from the front of its jaw. The bone comes to a point, and basically it would use that to crack through the hard shells of its prey to get to the juicy goodness inside. We've all been there, folks, haven't we? Cracking shells, get that juicy goodness. You know how it be. Yeah, really, really beautifully well modeled. Rigs really nicely. Just feels like a natural part of the game. Love that. Again, very, very realistic pattern. The sort of the detail and the texture work is really, really good. Got 2 more species to check out. Next, we've got Satanacanthus. Do you pronounce the C? Catanacanthus? God only knows. This lad. So similar in size, another sort of medium-sized fish from the US and South America. And Satanacanthus, again, all 3 of these creatures are quite unusual. They've all got something a little bit unique about them. And as you can see with Satanacanthus, again, the pattern work, the texture work, fantastic stuff. I love this spotted approach they've got going on here. But you may have noticed something slightly strange here. Satanacanthus is known for having these sort of weird spines, these sort of separate spiky spines in front of both of their dorsal fins. As you can see here, really interesting, really unique. I love that they've been given a little bit of extra detail and love via these stripes on them as well. Makes it stand out amongst the spots. And yeah, just another really cool looking individual, unique creature. Why would you not throw this into your parks? Next one, Titanichthys. Titanichthys? Titanichthys. Well, that's bloody ominous, wasn't it? So, as you can see, not too dissimilar to our Dunkelosius in terms of size and sort of basal morphology, you would say. But you may notice the mouth is super weird. So let me try to get one into a little bit of light. There we go. So there we go. In a little bit of light. Again, lovely naturalistic sort of... I need a better word than naturalistic. I say it too often. Lovely, realistic, lovely... cool beans kind of patterning and texture work there. Very weird looking fish, as you can see. I do think I prefer the other 2, but you know, it's small potatoes either way. All right, calm down, buddy. So yeah, this is really cool. So Titanichthys was one of the first of these gigantic feeder fish. You know how modern whales and stuff like that feed via filtration. Titanichthys would have done the same thing. It may look like a Dunkelosius in some ways, but much less imposing unless you happen to be, well, something likely to get filter fed, I suppose. Yeah, so a pack of 3 really, really cool creatures to add to your Devonian things. Definitely want to make like a Devonian themed section in an aquarium now. Whilst we're here though, we have 2 more mods to showcase. So we've got 1 more new species. This is Sarcoprion by Master Doot. You can tell modders are enjoying the Dunkelosius because we're going to keep seeing Dunkelosius rigged creatures, and this is a very, very cool. Again, lovely texture. I love that little dash of white on the edge of the flippers there. Really gives it a little bit of intrigue. So Sarcoprion is a eugeniodontid fish, kind of like Helicoprion, same sort of area. Sarcoprion had a reduced wall size. You can see if you compare this to what Helicoprion looks like, the wall here at the front. So the idea is that they would use this weird instrument to kind of maybe pull. You know, if you think of an ammonite in its shell, they would kind of tug the ammonite out of the shell and kind of like pull things back into their mouths. Sarcoprion had a much reduced version of that. You can see this is much smaller than the fairly ungainly one that Helicoprion had. It's still bizarre looking, but, you know, is what it is. And as you can see, it also has a really, really elongated snout. The rostrum is elongated. That's this section here. The snout is elongated. Gives it a much more, I was going to say aerodynamic, but I guess aquadynamic kind of feel. It looks, you know, kind of like a shark. It's sleek, it's nimble looking, but we've still got this really long snout and this really bizarre wall at the front. A fantastic looking creature that I'd be really happy if Frontier released any of these. I think this is, Master Dude's really brought the A game. I'd say the most consistently cool new species now Master Dude is making, so shout out to the Doot. Doot. Reminds me of Pingu. We're not done quite yet though. Sticking with the lagoons, we've got 3 new feeders to check out, courtesy of Viral Cyclopes and the bioluminescent zooplankton feeders. So if we come over here to our feeders, you'll see we've now got zooplankton feeder. We've got one with an orange glow and one with a white glow. Zooplankton is our animalistic plankton, you know, consuming other biological matter to survive. And this is really cool. So it just replaces, it acts as like a regular fish feeder basically. I'm going to plonk this one down here. There we go. So instead of releasing fish, your feeders will instead release all these zooplankton, these bioluminescent glowing zooplankton that your aquatic predators can then feast on as though they are fish. You know, anything that feasts on fish will instead feast on these zooplankton. A really, really cool, really unique idea. Makes your, you know, your aquatic habitats look really interesting at nighttime. If you had a smaller one and tons of these feeders going at once, that might look awesome. And, you know, we've got several types. So we've got that one. We've also got a orange glow one. And we've got a white glow one, which I may not have room for. There we go. Stick that over there. So yeah, we can see we've got an orange glow one over here. Again, all these orange glowing zooplankton ready to be consumed. And over here, you can just see in the distance these white glow ones as well. A really interesting idea. Yeah, the zooplankton themselves are just little hexagons really, and each, you know, blob is replacing a fish. But I mean, how else would you render a zooplankton, quite frankly? And these will be fed upon like they are fish, which I just think is such a fun, novel idea. Okay, in the interest of showing them off properly, we've got ourselves a Nycpheosaurus over here. Starved it to death because I'm a lovely person, and it's on the hunt for some zooplankton, as you can see. Will it be successful in its hunt? It was not successful in its hunt, of course. I mean, incredibly difficult prey to take down, I think we'll all agree. Let's try again, though. It's really not doing well, is it? So you can see it kind of turned into a fish there at the end. You know, this is more, I mean, it kind of works as you kind of can't just stare at the final bit, but it's a really cool visual change. It really gives just a little bit of intrigue to your lagoons. As you can see there from above, you can always see the zooplankton from the surface. And you know what? It's just always cool to have new feeders. I think it's a really nice way of mixing things up. A phenomenal series of mods. Credit to RDRR in 1985, GameVideosForLife, Master Dude, Max Viers 23, Luca, Viral Cyclopes for these incredible mods. Now, there is a mod you may have been surprised to see me not cover. That was the novel expansion pack by Viral Cyclopes. It is an incredible mod. It really warrants its own video. There's just so much new stuff in it. I definitely couldn't have fit it all in today without today's video, which is already quite long, going on far too long. So I do want to look at the novel expansion pack down the line, maybe early next week or something like that, because it is a spectacular mod that I highly recommend you all go check out. But for today we'll just see these 7. And yeah, let me know which is your favourite in the comment section down below. As I say, these will all be linked in the description as well. Download them, try them out in your own games, see what you can make, see what new kind of exhibit designs you can come up with. And a little added bonus, I know people keep asking me about park builds. I know I've been neglecting them lately, I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I have started on the next park build. You've actually been seeing a bit of a preview here. Basically, I decided I was going to build here in Biosyn Valley, but I wanted to kind of start with just a more interesting landscape rather than just building on a big square map, which is fairly intimidating. So I spent a bit of time and kind of built sort of bit of a forested, valley, hilly kind of thing. We've got a lake over here with an island in the middle. I'm just kind of screwing around, to be honest, but that's my basis done. So the first episode of the park build will be up later on this week. I'm not going to tell you what the theme is, but it is an interesting one. And yeah, I'll see you lovely folks then. Thank you so much for joining me. Throw me a like if you enjoyed the video. Go give the mod makers all the love in the world, because they definitely deserve it. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.